distracting seeing Welcome to the Villa Pride Down Under podcast, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you from Australia. Myself and Tess are finally back together. It's been a while, Tess. How are you, buddy?
How you going?
Very good, very good.
It's been ages. I tell you what, my internet issues have been unbelievable, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been here. So thanks to Paddy, who came on last week. Hey, came in and jumped in for us.
Yeah, Paddy's always good to jump in. We love having Paddy on this podcast, don't we, Tess? He's always good to jump on and give us a dig out.
It's great value. And also, we did some shorts with Paddy on there with yourself from the previous chat, which was such a really good chat. I listened to it like almost twice, because the first time I was kind of distracted when I was on the bus going to work and stuff, and then like I had to cut out, and then I was tuned in and wasn't tuned in, so I had to listen to it again. And then had some really popular reviews on that one, so good on you.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good little chat. It was the first time I'd been on in a good while as well, because I'd been obviously away in Indonesia and working and new job, and you had a few bits on yourself, like with school as school holidays and camping. But it's all busy. September is always busy for the two of us. But we're good to go now. I don't think I plan to leave the country for a while yet. Again, maybe back to Indonesia. So, you never know, though.
Luckily, you're in the United States.
I do get
all right.
These notions.
You've frozen up there a little bit there, man. I can just see your face, but I can't hear a word you're saying. You just jumped out and just left me all by myself here. Unbelievable. He said he wasn't going away anymore, and now he's just totally left the screen and left me all by myself. Fantastic. We're going live today because we haven't been on for a while, and we thought let's have a little chat about the go-ahead Eagles, or the go-ahead Villa. You know, Europa League back in full effect. Looking forward to having conversations with you all down here in Australia. Just a reminder, though, if you are watching and you haven't seen us before, welcome along. This is the Villa Pride Down Under podcast. Make sure that you click that like and subscribe button if you also like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch all of our Villa games, because that's what we have to go through every single week. So, if there's anybody got any questions, you just jump in and let us know. I wanted to talk about the Villa game from that we last had as well, with Emi Buendia, Matty Cash doing wonder things, and Morgan Rogers finally getting on the score sheet. Really excited to see Villa come from behind against Spurs. That was a bit shaken about the first half of that one. We're supposed to be doing the preview, but talk about that previous game just for a minute. I can see you, Spud. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what happened there, Matt. You froze, and then just the whole screen just dropped out.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm back in now.
Good. Your sound's gone to somewhere else.
The screen is just flashing on and off here, Matt.
This is issues. Give us 1 second, and then you stay here. I'm going to jump out, and then I'm going to jump back in, because your volume's not coming from where it's supposed to be coming from. Which is, actually, I'll fix it while we're on it. There you go. Live streams. This is what we'll do. Let's see if we can fix it. And you just keep talking this, Bud, and I'll just try and fix this thing.
Yeah. So sorry, guys. A bit of a technical issue there. I don't really know what's going on there, but we've got some big games coming up. Spurs, obviously, the weekend was a massive win in the league, I thought. There was parts of the game where I thought we were excellent. There was other parts where you can see we need improvements. But overall, I was very, very happy with the performance against Spurs. And it's great to see the likes of Buendia and that coming off the bench and making an impact. I thought for me, the most pleasing thing was when you look at the difference between the Spurs subs and the Villa subs, the impact that changed the game for us. And they all had an impact. Like Matson came on at the right time. I thought to kind of match Kudus' speed, and the last 15 minutes, Kudus really didn't have any impact on the game at all. I thought Buendia came on, and for me, I think the most important sub of them all was Ollie Watkins. He came on and he just gave a different dynamic to that forward line, and he just created space for Rodgers and Buendia to hurt the team through the middle. Malum was direct, but it just wasn't quite happening for him. But I thought when Watkins came on, I thought he was excellent. I thought for his work rate off the ball was insane. Like, obviously he got sent down with a specific game plan and he nailed it to a T. Tactically, he was brilliant. He was dragging those backline all over the place, and Buendia was able to pick up pockets of space just everywhere. So there was a lot of pleasing for me. Yeah, that was the most pleasing thing about that game, was the ability of the impact of the subs had off the bench.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Of course, like when I was watching it, I thought Kamara was, doing Kamara things, right? He was just steady, assured, stopped the Spurs players from playing, which allowed us to play a little bit more. First half, as I said just a minute ago, was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. We just couldn't get it together in the first half for me, and just a little bit of frustration. But in the second half, towards the end of the first half, you could see we were starting to get a bit stronger. And then second half, I felt like we were actually the better team in the second half. And then Emery made those substitutions, which were key substitutions, right? As you mentioned, Ollie was fantastic, coming on and making all that space. Buendia, I want to talk about Buendia for a second, right? Because here's a player that wanted to come, he wanted to stay at the club. My understanding is that they were moved to try and get him to find a new club and all this kind of stuff. And he was kind of insisting to stay at the club. And ever since he's been back, he's arguably been one of the best players that we've got on the pitch. Always trying to make space, always trying to make something happen. Brave enough to take those shots from outside the box, which I'm always screaming for, like, shoot, for crying out loud. I was going to swear there, but I won't, just in case any kids are watching. But, you watch Enemy Buendia and you're saying, shoot, man, just somebody shoot. And I love the way that he's playing this season. I think he's been amazing. Is he a starter? Sometimes, maybe not, but an impact player, absolutely. And I want to give him credit for that, because I think some people were saying that, he's not good enough to be in the team and stuff, but whenever he's played, he's kind of stepped up and tried to do something. So kudos to Emi Buendia. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I'm much the same as you. Like personally, he wouldn't be in my starting lineup, but he definitely brings something off the bench for me. I just, when the teams are tired and they're sitting back and they're hard to break down, because he just offers something different. He'll try the things. Maybe if Emery opened up a little bit in the first half, maybe he would be a better starter. I just don't think the game suits him when we're sitting back and, kind of sussing out the other team and letting them kind of force them into errors, But yeah, like when the spaces open up and we're playing a little bit better, he's perfect. So maybe it's not a Buendia thing. Maybe it's a system thing. Maybe what he brings doesn't really suit that slow, passive, progressive football. I think maybe it just suits him better to come off the bench when two teams are trying to go for it. Because when he finds space, he can hurt teams. But I do think his ball retention is probably not quite good enough for the way Emery wants to play in first half of games. But I don't know. I would say that's probably more of a slight on Emery's tactics than Buendia, to be honest. Like I think they're because when he gets to play, he's very good when he gets the leash off. Morgan Rodgers, I didn't think really done a whole pile in the game till the goal, to be honest, and that kind of seemed to give him a shot in the arm. But up to that point, I thought he was a bit of a passenger, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but he got that goal, and maybe that's going to boost his confidence, because there's a player in there, right? And he's just had a really bad start. But maybe, he took that shot on. It was a great finish. And their goalkeeper's suspect on certain shots like that for me. I've always found like, take shots at Vicario and he's likely to concede a goal. But that was a really good opportunity for Morgan Rodgers to now settle down and try and play his game. He's got a goal in his pocket now, and so hopefully he goes on and does a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he might have needed that little boost, because as I said, he was a bit of a passenger up to that point in the game. But I thought it was really. I thought he came into a lot more after that. He seemed to get a shot in the arm, bit of confidence, and started carrying the ball a bit more. And to be honest with you, I was lucky he plucked that out of the air, because we weren't really creating too much at that point. And a goal like that was looked like the only goal we were going to score, to be honest. So fair play to him for taking on the chance. I think Evan Gassand isn't getting enough credit for that goal. He sucked 3 players in and opened the pitch up for us. It's very hard for Gassand because, like, you know, I see people are getting down on him and stuff, but like I think there'll be one man who'll be very, very happy with Gassand, and that's Emery. He's his work rate off the ball he's obviously got tactical awareness, because he must be one of the only players in the last 2 years that Emery has signed that has just walked into the team pretty much, and tactically he's just Emery's just giving him opportunities. He started a lot of games compared to when you compare it, like Malin's start or Matson or Elliott or even Rodgers at the beginning, you know. So so I think Emery sees a lot in Gassand that maybe the fans aren't giving him enough credit for, but he definitely. I don't think it's any coincidence that Matty Cash is getting better than when Gassand there, because Matty Cash has a bit more of a license to go forward and a bit more confidence, because Gassand is going to help you out a lot more than Leon Bailey did defensively.
Exactly.
To lose Cash there forward a bit more, you know.
Exactly.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see Gassand evolve over the next season or two into a bit more forward play. But I think he's in the team at the moment to let Matty Cash get a bit more freedom on that wing, you know.
He's doing a great job though. He's doing a great job, and you're right. You know, he did suck in some players, and he's got a bit of skill about him, and I think he just needs to get a bit more confidence. At the moment, it looks to me, honestly, that he's not kind of been unleashed yet. He's kind of learning to play within the team. He's doing all the stuff that Leon Bailey didn't do, you know, in terms of helping Matty Cash back there and stuff. And he's doing a great job. He's not scared to get into a bit of a slide tackle, whatever it is. And he has been trying to hold the ball up and turn players and try and get involved attacking wise. I think he's just one of those players that just needs a little bit of time, and he'll start producing some goods, honestly. I liked him. I think he's all right. I just think he needs a bit of time, and I'm not going to be sort of losing patience with him. Like, you know, Bailey was good at certain points, but when it came to his defensive game, he wasn't very, very good at all, and didn't help support, which kind of made Matty Cash have to do a lot more work than he should really have to do as part of that team. But Cashy is that. Can we talk about that, like the build up to this goal? That the ball comes out to Matty Cash, and that technique to just ping that ball over to Luca Dean, the control from Luca Dean to bring it down, then kind of pops it off towards Buendia. And Buendia kind of like fakes, drops the shoulder, moves forward and gets that shot off. What a goal. Like, unbelievable goal. I was like off my feet, like just nuts.
Matty Cash deserves a lot of credit. He's getting a lot of credit, but like if you watch it, Conza's telling him play it back to Pau Torres, McGinn's telling him play it back to Martinez, and he just takes a look up and he just sees Dina's run. It was brilliant awareness and very, very clever. It's not a run that's been worked on or anything. That was just pure improv. Like, because like you can just see McGinn just couldn't believe that he went for the pass, because McGinn was like, you know, give it back to Martinez, and you see Conza pointing to left back to give it back to Torres. No, brilliant, absolutely sensational football, and how Dina took that out of the air too. Like, and then, but he didn't just take it out of the air. He took it out of the air, but then added to it as well. No, I think we give him the benefit of the doubt, but I do think that second one he was more trying to control, and it kind of fell into Buendia's path. But calm as you like, Buendia. Just
no way. That was absolute skill from Medina. That was
no. I'm saying the takedown was, but the second one I think he was trying to get under control personally. But I personally thought
it was brilliant play. Good on him. I thought he went.
I thought Buendia's finish was phenomenal too. Like that was as calm as you like, and it was just from start to finish just a phenomenal goal, and a goal that we haven't really seen for a while. You know, where the team have got involved, and it's kind of football you want to see, really.
That's exactly what we want to see, because sometimes I get frustrated with the we're too patient in and around the box, right? And I'm like left to right, left to right, left to right. sometimes you just want someone to come and crack the ball or do something, be free and just use your creativity and do something. And Matty Cash did that. Luca Dean did that in that moment. And then Buendia finished it off perfectly. Like, it was just one of those, let's see more of that kind of stuff. Let's see you be free and show, your capabilities and stuff, because it was great to watch. I was buzzing all week after that.
And the thing is, I think it's a lot of credit for Matty Cash for even trying it, because he gets a lot of stick, man. And
he does.
That was a risky pass. He overhits that, puts it into the Doug Ellis stand. He's going to be absolutely lambasted on Twitter for 2 weeks, so fair play to them. He could have done the easy thing. He could have rolled that back to Pau Torres. He could have rolled that back to Martinez, start again, reset, He would have got a clap from Emery. He would have got a clap from McGinn. He would have got a clap from Kanza. But no, he took the risky pass. And I'd like to see more of that sometimes, just let the players have a bit of improv, Sometimes I do, he's obviously brilliant at what he does, Emery, but it's nice to see the lads have a bit of improv and just do something off the cuff as well, because sometimes, it can feel almost a little bit overcoached, which is obviously what this team needs. So it was just nice to see Cash just put the laces through it, then you take it down, and then I just love the finish of Buendia. I'm not sure who was next to Buendia, but someone made a decoy run. I think he was, I say decoy run, but I think he was half expecting to get the pass, to be honest. But it must have been Rodgers, I'd say. But Buendia just, he left Vicario absolutely no chance. He stood to the spot. Beautiful. It was a fantastic goal. And
I think the ball went around Rodgers, I think they were trying to see if Rodgers was offside and impeding the vision of their goalkeeper. But he wasn't offside. He was onside.
He was onside, yeah.
And the ball went around him, which was just perfectly placed. The keeper had nothing to do there.
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah. I think Spurs will probably feel that they should have got something out of the game, but I think for our point of view, over for an away performance in a tough stadium to go to, it was perfect for us, really. We rode our luck at times, probably lacking a small bit of creativity at times, but yeah, overall, fantastic result. And you're coming away now.
And they're not an easy team, right? They're the ones that are going to be, they're the ones that Champions League and all this kind of stuff going to be fighting for that this season. And you've got to beat teams like that who are in and around you, right? And find a way. And sometimes you just need that bit of luck. And I thought it was our day. I felt like we deserved to win the game. Spurs might be aggrieved by it, but they didn't really offer anything special. Oh, can I just have a whinge about that Danso player? Dirty, he's a dirty player, that guy. Standing all over Dean's ankles, on his toes, a couple of times during that match. And the ref should have been booking that guy. Unbelievable what he was doing.
Yeah.
Filthy player. Unbelievable.
Myself and Paddy were talking about it there in a text, we were saying it's unbelievable what they can get away with, because very early in the game, Danzo was taking a throw in, and he got boxed in and he had nowhere to go, and he must have taken 30-40 seconds to take the throw and nothing. Matty Cash goes up the line and for a throw, and they take the ball off him and give it to Spurs. It's double standards.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's so weird, and then Matty Cash, Luca Dean obviously got that big gash in his leg from a follow through. Look, personally, I don't think that was a foul, right? But the thing that annoyed me is in the Liverpool-Man United game, one of the Liverpool players got one of the United players got the same thing for a tackle on Liverpool player. I can't remember what players were involved in there, and I was like, how is it a tackle in one game and not the other for the follow-through? It was like,
I understand that, but
yeah.
I clearly, a couple of times, one of them, wasn't really a foul. I think that was the one that happened in the box where he did get the gash. But there were a couple of fouls after that where he's standing on people's toes, man.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Was,
and I'm just come off it, ref.
The referee kind of lost all control. I personally don't think that was a penalty, in my own opinion.
No.
I wouldn't like that given against, because I think we're taking too much of the contact out of the game as it is. But there was definitely other scenarios around the pitch where it was the referee was just pulling us for stuff and then letting it go for them. It's very frustrating when you're trying to watch it.
Yeah, I know. Probably because he's got a nice dressing room. Ref had a nice dressing room in the Spurs stadium and stuff, and thought, we've got to give him something,
But it's been a big turnaround. It's 5 games winning now, three league games, two Europa League games, and to get the win against Feyenoord and Bologna in our first 2 games, like arguably they're probably 2 of the toughest 3 teams we have in the group. Fenerbahce probably being the other one. I know they're having a great time at the moment, but they are a good side. They have some big names in that team. So to start off with the 2 of them and start off with 2 wins is phenomenal, because maybe 4 wins gets into the top 8 in this possibly. So we've had a really good start. We're going in to play a team called the Go Ahead Eagles tonight. They're Dutch. They're Dutch Cup team. They're Dutch Cup champions. So that's how they made it to the conference. They wouldn't be a massive club in Holland, but always in around the Eredivisie. I think in like previous history, they've been a big club. I think they've a few Eredivisie league titles, but like in the early, like 1917 and 1918, so they obviously must have been a big club at one point. But they've had some big wins over the last couple of years. I know they were unlucky to lose to PSV at the weekend, but last year they beat PSV in the league, or they beat PSV in the semi-final of the cup, and then 4 days later they beat them in the league straight away. So I think it was like at the end of February and the start of March. Yeah. So I remember at the time when they beat PSV in the semi-final, it was huge because PSV were red hot favourites to win the KNVB Cup. So they went on to beat Alkmaar in penalties then. So there's no, usually when you come up against some of these teams, like not really the Eastern European teams now, like not against your Zrinski Masters and stuff, but when you come up against some of these like mid-table Dutch teams, you always like go through the squad. You'd always see 1 or 2 names of mercenaries who you're like, oh, that's where he is now. They don't have anyone really that sticks out to me, to be honest. There's no name in that squad. Now I might be wrong, but for me, there's no one that I look and think, oh yeah, I remember him from here. So be interested to see what they come up with. They're
I don't know much about the Go Ahead Eagles. So do you know much about them? Who's their danger? Do you know who their danger player is? Who we need to really worry about?
They have a striker up front, something Smith. That's about all I know. He scored a good few goals, but again, I don't really know much about them, to be honest. They're enigma. So this happened to us against Zrinski Mostar last year. We went over there in June all, so I wouldn't get too complacent too quickly,
I think we have to show respect to every team that's in this Europa. They're there for a reason, right? Same reason that we're there. So we have to kind of show them a lot of respect in that aspect when we go into their stadium and going to play them at their home ground with their supporters there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's like the atmosphere definitely be good, like, because they won't have it easy, because all the Dutch games, all the Dutch teams, they all have massive support, very passionate fans in Holland, and that goes from way down to Telstar to up the PSV, and on everyone in between. They're fanatical fans, so it'll be a big atmosphere for them to go into tonight. What do you expect from the team wise? Is Harvey Elliott going to head back to Liverpool without making these 10 appearances, or what's the thought?
I don't know whether they're trying to just stop him from playing games so that they don't have to pay the fee at the end of the season. I'm surprised because there's been a lot of hype about him, and I know he's a good player. Yeah. Good player. In the first kind of few games that we've seen him play, I was concerned that he's doing a lot of running around and not being effective. He and not really following the team structures as we've got it. That sort of more patient build up, that more patient play, trying to keep hold of the ball and have that possession. I felt like in the first few games that I saw him, I felt like he was just tons of energy, but just not kind of fitting in within the structure. And so I'm thinking that maybe that's what the reason is. He's not quite figured out how the rest of the team are playing yet, and Emery's just trying to find a way for him to play in that system. I'm sure he's going to get games, and I'm sure that he's going to be a really good player for us. I think it's just one of those where it's going to take a little bit of time. And look at Daniel Marlin. It's taken a long time for him to even get starts, hasn't it? Like, he came and signed for us when we potentially would have been playing. We were going to be playing in Europe in the Champions League, and he was left out of that list. And even this season, I thought he was going to start playing more regularly, getting first team games to start with, and that didn't happen either. So I think it's a more patient thing. I think it's about structure. I think Emery's looking at it and saying, we're going to use him and we're going to use him properly, and he's going to be effective, but at the moment he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, no, I get all that, but at least when Malin and Mattson, they weren't getting much, but at least they were getting 5 minutes at the end of a game or something. He's getting nothing. And I do understand what you're saying about him coming off the bench, not really fitting in the structure and the games that he did play. But to be fair, I thought we actually needed someone like that in those games because we were pretty poor. But so we probably did need someone to bring and offer something different. But unfortunately for him, Emery knows in his head, and he's been proved right many times, this is the way forward for Villa. This is how we're going to do things. We're not going to change just because we haven't got off to a good start. And he's probably starting to feel the fruits of him backing himself now.
I mean, he's bringing on Buendia instead of Elliott, right?
Yeah,
he didn't bring.
That's interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like he brought Buendia, and rightly so after the fact, but during that game when he was making those changes, he decided to bring Buendia on and not Elliott, which is saying something for me that maybe Elliott's not ready.
But it's happened like a good few times. Like even there, what game was it? I think was it against Fulham? One of the games anyway. We ended up using 6 subs because we got a concussion sub that time, so we were able to use one extra sub. I'm pretty sure it was against Fulham in the 3-1 win. So you get 5 subs. So we even got an extra sub in that game, and he still didn't come off the bench. I was like the 6 subs, and he didn't see a minute. Like it's very interesting. So
is he going to start tomorrow morning? Or today?
Yeah, he surely will. But are you going to go from 0 minutes to a start, or are you going to go from 0 minutes to 20 minutes? Do you expect him to start tomorrow? I think he will. I'd be surprised if he doesn't, bro.
No, but where's he going to start though? No, I don't see it. I don't think he's going to start tomorrow. I think there's going to be changes in the team. But I think he's going to go with the tried and trusted. I think Watkins is probably going to start, Watkins will start. Yeah. I think Rodgers is going to start. He never drops Rodgers, does he? Like he never drops Rodgers. Yeah. He starts every game, and I don't know where he's going to play.
It's very hard to see what team he's going to go with in this game. I would probably be thinking he's going to start Onana and Bogard, would be my personal thoughts in that holding midfielder. But again, Kamara is like Rodgers, if he's available, he starts, unless he's coming back from an injury. I probably would be playing Onana and Bogard in this game personally myself, just because Kamara is so important. And if you can't, with the greatest respect to Go Ahead Eagles, we should be good enough to give lads a run out and still get a result. It's like if Kamara was to get injured in a game like this and missed 6 weeks or whatever, it would be a massive blow. With Man City the weekend, it would. Kamara has to play the weekend against Man City for us to have any chance. I think that's a given. So do you risk him tonight? He's got enough football behind him now. His fitness is back. I'd be going on Anna and Bogard. To be honest, personally.
Yeah. I agree.
That would be my.
I think Bogard needs minutes as well. I think this is the perfect kind of game for Bogard because I like him. I think he's starting to show potential and show what he's all about, and he can play in the middle of the park, can't he? He's proved that this season. So I'd like to see him have a go in this match with Onana. Back four will be pretty much the same. Maybe Maatsen comes in. I think the back four otherwise is still the same. Cash, Konsa, and Pau Torres.
What about the world's hide and go seek champion, Andreas Garcia? Is he going to get a run or?
He's not there. He's injured.
Is he injured? I was wondering where he was gone.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I thought I heard the press conference today, and I thought he said that Garcia, Tielemans.
Is that what he said? Right. Okay.
And obviously Tyrone Mings is injured. I'm pretty sure he said somebody else as well. Oh, Barkley's not traveling, obviously, because Barkley is not on the list to play in the competition.
Yes, of course. Yeah. There you go. So there's a good chance he'll be on and back and Bogart tonight, I reckon.
And if we need Kamara, he'll come on.
And first,
or you shift McGinn inside.
Yeah, and this is interesting there. Multi shorts here. We've got to reward Bogart with more starts for his good form, same as Maatsen, but that's more tricky with Digne playing well. I would completely agree with that because I have a friend of mine, Pa. He's a big Villa fan as well, and we always say it's funny how Emery like starts some players, then they have a good performance and he completely drops them. And it's almost like he wants to keep them hungry because Bogart comes into the side, plays really well, 2 games, and you're like, oh, this guy, and then gone, doesn't even get off the bench next game. It's so interesting how he introduces players. What he's doing, obviously, it does work. But you can't, it's so hard to pick, like a game like tonight, it's so hard to pick his team because you don't know what he's thinking. Like, do you keep going? Like for me, I would play Watkins and Rodgers because it's a good, I'm not saying they're guaranteed to score against this team, but it's a good opportunity for Watkins to get off the score sheet. But then you're like, do you put Malin outright? Does he? But he doesn't seem to like to have Malin and Watkins together. Gassand, is it a chance for him to grow in the game? You know, so that at least we have options, which is huge. But Emery will have one eye on that Man City game the weekend, I think. I
think we should as well, because there's an opportunity there, because they're not invincible, Man City, and they're on a really good run of form, and Erling Haaland is in top form at the moment. And I know we're meant to be previewing the go-ahead Eagles game, but we still have to have one eye on the weekend game, don't we? It's a big, big game, and we've proven before that we can beat Man City, and so hopefully we can do it again.
I think only because we won the first 2 Europa games, though, it's actually giving us that breathing space where we can. I'm not saying we can look past this game, but I do think, had we dropped a couple of points against Bologna or Feyenoord, then this game would be even more important. But at the end of the day, like if Emery starts Elliott or he starts Malin or they've got to perform, because from his point of view, well, if you can't go out and do it on a Thursday night against Go Ahead Eagles, you're not going to be in my team against Man City. That's the reality of it. Like, so like Elliott, I would like to see Elliott start because he's so good. Like, he is a very, very good player. And I was absolutely delighted when we signed him. Was he an Emery signing? Well, we don't know.
I think maybe he said Luca Dean's injured. Did he say
with the gash?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he said Luca Dean's injured.
This was a very sporadic podcast for us after work today, so I haven't done anything. I'm gonna watch the interviews and all that. I only got home from work an hour ago. I've been absolutely flat out, so I'm gonna sit down.
And that's a good thing. We just thought we'd come on sporadic because Melty Shirts is around, and we'll have a conversation and have Melty Shirts come in and talk to us. How are you, Melty? Thanks for joining us as usual.
And big shout out to Mark Smith as well, who's always in. Mark said, hi chaps, would love to listen in, but currently at work. We'll catch up with you later. Yes, I understand about the work. I have my full day's work done. Tess has his full day's work done as well. And so I'm going to sit down and watch the interviews in a minute, Tess, and the press conference. I haven't really got research done for this game at all because, as I said, I was up the walls. I got home from work and then it was just showering onto the podcast. So there you go. Matt Warren, Digne is out injured. Okay, that
means Matt Warner's going to have to get his boots on and take a quick trip over to Europe and fill in, just in case Maatsen gets injured. We'll get Matt Warner in as a substitute there as well. I hope he's a left footer.
Matt Warner, can you let us know in the comments there from the press conference? Did you kind of feel it was like Digne is actually being ruled out, or do you think he's been kept for the weekend, or is that gash fairly big? Did Emery talk about that gash at all? Because that was a nasty gash. Very nasty.
Filthy player. What's his name? Danso.
So, Tess,
filthy.
All beside, even though even though like we kind of feel after winning the first 2 games and stuff and we're in a good position, we still kind of need to go and get 3 points tonight, because like the more games we're going, like the games are going to start piling up now. My hamstring would snap if I did what Dean did.
I'll tell you what, though, mine would as well, Matt. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably wouldn't even be able to walk on the pitch, and then my ankles would go. Then my hamstring would be stretched off before I even got taken on the pitch. So, interesting. I reckon we're going to. So just to wrap it up, I think, Spuddy, I'm thinking that we need to show this team a little bit of respect going into Europe. I think Emery will make some changes to the starting lineup, and hopefully with the changes that he makes, if it's people that are kind of on the fringe, I hope it's an opportunity for them and they take the opportunity to show that they can fit into the system and they can be selected in the first team. And I'm really talking about Bogard here, and I'm really talking about Elliott to try and get some more minutes.
Marco Bizzot.
Marco Bizot. Oh, do you reckon he's going to start? He's going to. He's done really. He's done really well. Oh my god! Like I like him as a backup goalkeeper, and I don't feel like I can like with the previous goalkeeper who was backup. You think even if it's against a team that's in relegation fight or something like that, you think, oh my god, like they're going to score against us with this guy in here. But with Bizot, I feel like he's sturdy. He's a good shot stopper. He's not quite Emi Martinez, but he's a really good backup if you need one.
I think he's earned his right to play in this game, to be honest. He was excellent for a few games. Look, you obviously want your best players. Like when we get deep into the competition, I think, look, there's absolutely no doubt if it's a two-legged quarter-final and there's a possibility of penalty shootout or whatever, you want Emi Martinez there. But I have absolutely no problem with Marco Bizot playing in the team. With all the greatest respect to Robin Olsen, I didn't want him in any game. It didn't matter who it was. I had no confidence in him at all. Oh no, and I'm not being mean. Like that's absolutely that is the reality of it. Like there was no game, even the lowest team in the conference, I didn't want him there. But with Bizot,
you literally said no disrespect to him, but you disrespected him in the same sentence.
And I'd also like to take this opportunity to apologise to Robin Olsen and his family.
Yeah, he's a good bloke though. Like he was a nice fella. Let's not take that away from him,
Yeah, but nice fellas don't win the trophies. But anyway, great. So yeah, no, but Marco Bizot,
going to be?
I don't think it's going to be as emphatic as people are thinking. I think it'll be a nice, very professional job. I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go Ollie Watkins for a double.
Double?
I think an Ollie Watkins double.
He needs help, doesn't he?
Let's just hope we don't get a penalty, because we literally have no penalty takers. In the whole team.
We'll be all right. Matson. No, maybe not. Bizot. Marco Bizot could take a penalty. He's a goalkeeper. He's probably got a heavy kick. All you do is just whack it straight down the middle. Boom. And it's in the back of the net.
No, I think Ollie Watkins double would be my prediction. What's your score, Tess?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm gonna go 2-1. I think they'll grab a goal, and knowing us, they're going to score first. But for us to score,
in the first 3 minutes.
Sorry. Yeah, more than likely.
In the first 3 minutes,
like the kick off, and then just please don't do that, because it always makes my first half of the game I'm sulking already. Yeah. I don't know who's going to score. Donny Marlin to score one, and we'll go with Buendia. No, I'll change Buendia to Elliot. Elliot will come on late in the second half and he'll grab a goal. There we go. Marlon and Elliot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
And will he do the sign to Emery, you reckon?
Yeah, put his ear up right over the fans.
that would be good.
Sorry, my dog's whining.
Guys, today was a very sporadic podcast, so we appreciate those who have jumped in to listen. We had a little bit of a technical fault at the start, but thanks very much to everybody for jumping in there. As I said, we didn't even put a link out for this podcast or anything. We just jump and shoot the breeze. We will be back Sunday before the Man City game, around this time again on Sunday. There'll be a bit more of an advertising on this, and possibly, I guess we'll see. But
we'll try not to jump in with Neil's pod, because he normally does that sort of team sheet tantrum, or I think it is.
Oh yeah, ours with the time difference, ours will be well on before that. Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be silly enough to go up for numbers against Neil's podcast anyway.
No, absolutely not. No. What I would say is, though, for those who are in Asia, Australia, New Zealand and stuff, if you like the content and like joining us for conversations, please give us a like and give us a subscribe, but also just share with your friends. If you're like us, that has to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch video games, sometimes at 6 o'clock in the morning, we feel your pain, and sometimes it's just nice to have other people here in Australia to have a chat about. So please give us a like, subscribe. not there for monetization or anything like that. We just want to have conversations, and hopefully we can actually start advertising when Villa fans are getting together. I've been to a get together once in Brisbane before. They've done it recently with the Perth Lions as well, where they caught up at a pub and watched some games. So if you've got any events like that lined up, please let us know. Send us a YouTube message, or send us an X message or Instagram. We've set up TikTok, but we haven't really been active on TikTok, so we'll try and be a bit active on TikTok as well.
Oh yes, Tess, you're correct. Yeah, sorry. Sure, the game is 2:00 at home, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, you are right, Tess. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking, I thought we were playing Saturday, so I was going to be playing Sunday. We probably won't be doing Sunday night, so it'll probably be Monday. Sorry, guys. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking we were playing Saturday, so yeah. So no, we won't be on around the same time as Neil and Paddy. No, we'll be on Monday night. For a catch up. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking we were Saturday and we were going to do a Sunday pod, but yeah,
no. We'll do a Monday, and we'll do a post match then, and so that'll be after the Man City game, will it? So
so it'll be Monday night. Yeah,
Europa game, and then we'll have a quick talk about the Premier League game as well.
We have a few other interesting things come up. I'm going to talk to Tess about as well, and stuff that will be coming up over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. There will be a lot coming on. Thanks very much to everyone who jumped in on Thursday, because obviously for us with the UK, there's a lot of people are at work at this time and stuff, so we're delighted to even get the people that are in. So thanks very much for that. And before we go as well, Tess, at some point I would like to do a little special on Boubacar Kamara. I was meant to talk to you about this earlier. So I think Kamara has just kind of gone to a whole new level for me, particularly even this year. So I think I'd like to put a bit of a special together for him in the next couple of weeks.
Kamara special.
Yeah. So listen out for that, guys. I'll touch off a few things with Tess for that. So listen out for that as well. Anything else, Tess, before we go?
Are you going to be able to get hold of Boubacar Kamara to come in for that special, or he might just pop in and have a little conversation with us?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that, having Kamara on as a guest.
Yeah. We won't use AI. So
tomorrow morning the game is on at 1:45 a.m. for me, so it is an early one. It's a split one on a Friday morning at 1:45. So I'm delighted the way they keep changing all these kickoff times. I've said before, it's like having a newborn in the house, me with Villa being in Europe and kickoff times over here. So I think it's 2:45 for you, Tess, is it? Yeah,
2:45. And I've got to go work tomorrow as well. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Lots of coffee.
Yeah. So I'm going to be going from 1:45 in the morning for the Europa League game to 10:00 at night on Sunday for the Man City game. So So that's this time of year.
Big shout out to everyone for watching. Thank you very much, and we will catch up with you on Monday night here in Australia. That's 9:30 p.m. Monday night in Australia. Don't ask me what the time is in the UK. For those of you who are tuned in to UK, we'll post something on social media so that you do know.
And do keep an eye on the socials for a few things we have coming up over the next couple of weeks. Thanks again, everybody. And up the Villa.
Up the Villa.